Hello students, I welcome you all to this session. I am Vishali Kikan, Assistant Professor, Electronics and Communication Engineering Department at KIIT Group of Institutions. Today in this session, we will be talking about the metallization. We will be seeing the next concepts related to the metallization process, and this is the fourth part of metallization. I hope you all have seen the previous three videos as well. So here we will be talking about the measurement techniques in the metallization process. We have already talked about TEM and SEM. Now in this video, we will be talking about the profilometer. So it is used for a thicker film, thus TEM was used for a very thin film and SEM was used for up to 100 angstrom film. Now it is used for a thicker film which is more than 1000 angstrom. Then it is a patterned etch process which is used prior to the measurement, and stylus probe senses and records microscopic surface profile also. So this is the schematic representation of the stylus profilometer. So here we have substrate, on the substrate we have film, and this is my stylus. Okay, with the help of this stylus we can measure the thickness, and we can I was saying the thickness in the terms of diameter also. You can represent it in the height as well. So we have signal profile, and the film thickness is represented like this. So here we have substrate, and this is the stage on which I will be putting my substrate, and on the substrate we have the film. Now the second method is a very important method, which is 4-point probe. It is a very widely used method. It measures the sheet resistance, and why at all we are measuring all of these things? Sheet resistance is measured so that we get to know the electrical and magnetic properties. After the processing of the wafer, some electronic and magnetic properties are varied. Now we have different electronic and magnetic properties than we had in the normal silicon crystal. So if we have a pure silicon crystal, if we have a doped silicon crystal, in both of them we have different electronic and magnetic properties. Now if I have to compare them, then I will be using some properties, and these properties need to be the electrical properties. Like the resistance is the electrical properties, and here we are measuring the sheet resistance. So it is an electrical properties which will be telling us that how much defect has been caused and what is the relative change in the given wafer due to our doping process. So it is commonly used to monitor the metal film thickness by assuming the resistivity of the metal film is constant all over the wafer surface. Now we have acoustic measurement as well. It is a new technique. It will directly measure the opaque thin film thicknesses, and it is a non-contact process, and it can be used for production of the wafer. Then we have acoustic measure. In the acoustic measurement also only we have laser shot on the thin film surface. We have photodetector measures reflected intensity, 0.1 picosecond layer pulse, heat the spot up to 5 to 10 degrees Celsius. So thermal expansion cause a sound wave also. It propagates in the film and reflects at the interface of the different material, and the echo caused reflectivity change when it reaches the thin film surface, and this reflectivity change we had to measure. And acoustic wave echoes back and forth in film, and the film thickness can be calculated by, so D is the thin film thickness, and D can be equal to Vs delta T by 2. Vs is the speed of sound and delta T is time between reflectivity peaks. The decay rate, the echo is related to the film density. Multi-layer film thickness is also used. So here it is the schematic diagram which shows the acoustic method measurement. So here we have the pump layer. It will be giving its pump laser will be putting the laser on the surface, and we will be having here the reflection detector. So here we will be having the echoing acoustic wave. So here these waves are echoing back and forth. So here we will be calculating the D with the help of these echoing acoustic waves, and D will be equal to Vs into delta T by 2. I have already told you this. Now TIN thickness also we can calculate. It is D is equal to Vs delta T by 2. I have already told you. Sound velocity in TIN film, we know it is 95 angstrom per ps, and delta T it is nearly equal to 25.8 ps, and D is equal to 1225 angstrom. Now uniformity. the uniformity is non-uniformity of the thickness, sheet resistance and reflectivity are routinely measured during the process development and for the process maintenance. It can be calculated by measuring at multiple locations on the wafer. So we have to calculate the uniformity at the multiple locations of the wafer. So here you can see we are calculating the uniformity at the multiple locations of the wafer. So these are the mapping patterns for the uniformity of measurement. So you can see these are the mapping patterns. I can use these mapping patterns, or these are the bigger mapping patterns. These are still bigger mapping patterns. So most commonly used non-uniformity definition is 49.3 sigma standard deviation. It is clearly defined non-uniformity for the same set of data, different definition cause different results. Okay, so this is the actual definition of the uniformity. 5 point and 9 point are commonly used in the production. Now stress, it is caused by mismatching between the film and the substrate. It is compressive and tensile stress. We have two types of stress. High compressive stress causes HELOX, and we will be talking in detail about the HELOX. I will be showing you with the help of a picture what is a HELOX. Short metallic wires between different layers will be there. High tensile stress causes cracks or peels. So here if I have force, so here we have the tensile force, it is causing this HELOX in this surface. So this metal will be coming outward due to the tensile force from both of the direction, and this is the compressive stress which makes the HELOX. Now if I have tensile stress, the stress we are putting in the outward direction, then we'll be having the cracks. So here in the metal we can have the cracks also. So now favorable stress. What is the favorable stress? Aluminium has higher thermal expansion rate than silicon. So alpha of aluminium is 23.6 into 10 raised to power minus 6 per Kelvin, and alpha of silicon is 2.6 into 10 raised to power minus 6 per Kelvin. So you can see what is the difference between, almost 10 times difference is there. It favors the tensile stress at room temperature. Stress become less tensile when wafer is heated up later. So we can have metal annealing at nearly 450 degrees Celsius and dielectric deposition at nearly 400 degrees Celsius. Then we have reflectivity. Reflectivity changes indicate drift of the process. A function of film grain size and surface smoothness is reflectivity. Large grain size film has lower reflectivity and smoother metal surface has higher reflectivity. It is easy, quick and non-destructive process and frequently performed in the semiconductor fabs. Now sheet resistance, it can be calculated using the 4-point probe. It is widely used to determine the film thickness. It is assuming resistivity is the same on the wafer. It is faster and cheaper than the profilometer and SEM and acoustic measurements as well. So I already told you it's a widely used technique. Now sheet resistance is defined by the parameter RS is equal to rho upon T. By measuring RS, one can calculate the film resistivity if film thickness T is known. We can calculate T and we can calculate RS also, then we can find out the resistivity. If resistivity is known, then we can calculate RS. So resistance of a metal line, we know if I have a metal line of area A, length L, and which is having the current I flowing through it. So the current I is flowing through it. So the resistivity can be found out using the equation R is equal to rho L upon A. We know all of these things. R is resistance, rho is resistivity, L is length, A is the area of line cross section. Okay, so sheet resistance concept. So it is apply current I and measures voltage V. Resistance R is equal to V upon I. We know this. R is equal to rho L upon A. A can be represented as width into thickness. So W into T for a square sheet. L is equal to W. So R is equal to rho upon T is equal to RS. So unit of RS will be ohm per square. Okay, so RS will be having ohm upon square units. Then 4-point probe, it is commonly used tool for sheet resistance. As I already told you, a current is applied between two pins and voltage is measured between the other two pins. Outer pins are used to measure the voltage, inner pins are used to measure the current. If current I is between P1 and P4, Rs is equal to 4.53 V upon I. V is voltage between P2 and P3. If current I is between P1 and P3, Rs is equal to 5.75 V upon I. So V is the voltage between R2 and R4. Okay, so both configuration are used in the measurement. We can use any one of them. So you can see here, this is the 4-point probe. Here we have connected the voltmeter to the inner probe. So here we have P2 and P3. We have connected the voltmeter, and the ammeter is connected to the P1 and P4. So we will be calculating the surface resistance with the help of this. Okay, so we have already talked about it. So now I hope you understood each one of these things. If you still have any doubt, you can reach out to me, or you can put the doubt in the comment. I hope you like this session and you will be joining me soon in the next video. Thank you so much.